So, after a week of record highs, Wall Street finally hit a bit of turbulence on Friday. Stocks pulled back as investors digested fresh inflation data that showed prices heating up again above the Fed's target. Hey everyone, it's Saturday morning, August 30th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we dive in. Today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. The Dow slipped about 0.3%, the Standard & Poor's 500 lost around 0.8%, and the Nasdaq dropped more than 1.2%, leading the retreat. Big tech dragged the market down, with Nvidia falling over 3%, not long after its much-hyped earnings report earlier in the week. Now, the key data point. The Fed's preferred inflation gauge, the so-called Core Personal Consumption Expenditures Index, rose 0.3% in July and 2.9% year-over-year. Both numbers landed right in line with expectations. But here's the kicker. That annual pace was the highest since February, still well above the Fed's 2% target. And if that wasn't enough, consumer sentiment also took a hit. A University of Michigan survey showed sentiment slipping to a 3-month low, with expectations for higher inflation over the next year. This came just one day after the Dow and the Standard & Poor's 500 closed at new all-time highs, lifted by signs the economy is still holding strong. Despite Friday's pullback, the odds of a September Fed rate cut stayed high, with traders putting the probability at about 87%. It capped off a whirlwind week, from Nvidia earnings shaking up tech to President Trump's battle with Fed Governor Lisa Cook, where a judge is set to decide on her request for a restraining order. And even with Friday's slip, the bigger picture stayed positive. The Nasdaq is still on track for a 2% gain in August, its 5th straight monthly rise, the longest winning streak in nearly a year and a half. The Standard & Poor's 500 is heading for a 1.6% monthly gain, its 4th in a row, while the Dow is set for a 2% jump. And small caps in the Russell 2000? They're eyeing a 6% rally for August, the best streak in over 4 years. Markets are closed Monday for the Labor Day holiday, so next up, it's Europe and Asia that will be moving the tone for investors. Alright, that wraps up today's Capital Markets Quickie. Join me again Monday morning for more market updates. See you then.